There we go. Looks like we're recording right now too. This is stream test number 3 for my Twitch and YouTube experiment. My name is Coach Morton, and we are about to start our next stream. Watch me play games, analyze them, and maybe explaining some other things I'm doing with my channel as well. For those who are new here, or for those who watch this in the future, my name is Coach Morton, and my goal with this channel is to share my chess goals, show you how I'm going to grow throughout the year from my current level, which is on Scream 2012, rapid rating to hopefully beyond 2100 and into 2200 as well for that particular rating and other things as well. And I learned my lesson the last time I did my video. I actually rewatched it and took some notes, so hopefully today the quality will be a little bit better. And I realized that I had a couple of people watching my last stream when I did it, so hopefully today's stream will be a little bit better as well too. I want to check on something real quick before I get started. So the first few minutes will be me just kind of getting things straight, and then once I get everything straight, I'll go from there. So right now I'm just looking at my Twitch settings. I'm not sure how I want to view the chat. So I know that streamers have the chat open on a different window, and I have a box right here. You guys can't see this. I actually got this other separate monitor I want to try out one day. I was a little bit late getting back from work today, so I didn't have enough time to actually get this connected, but hopefully I will do so pretty soon. So we'll check the stream, or sorry, the chat every so often. If you do type me a message, I'll try and check it when it's not my turn. That way I'm not losing time on my clock, of course. So there's that business. So other business real quick before I start my games. Let me go back to my chess.com account. Alright, so apparently on chess.com it will show people who I'm friends with that I'm actually streaming right now. I want to see that real quick. So let me go to my profile. It might look a little bit weird because I have the screen cut just from my board and the clocks, of course. So I just really quickly want to check that out real quick just to see how that might look like from an observer's point of view. So I do apologize for the video quality right now. In the future, I want to practice cutting away from, you know, the playing board so that I can show things like analysis board and stuff like that too. I'm not sure exactly how it will look like or what I have to do in order to make that work, but it looks like on my account right now, or rather my chess.com page, it looks like, yeah, so Twitch is lit up right here. So basically, if someone goes to my account, they can see that I'm on Twitch right now and that I am now streaming. Nice. Alright, let me go back. I just want to see that real quick. So for those who are watching, I apologize for the wait, but I had to make sure just so I can kind of answer that question for myself real quick. Alright, give me a second. Alright, let me just double check everything real quick. Alright, everything's back the way it should be on my end. Nice. I got one viewer. Nice as well. So let me go back to chess.com and get started playing. So here's my goals for today's stream. So my goal for today's stream is kind of show you what I'll be doing typically during my streams. So my goal this year is to stream once a week, either on Fridays or Saturdays or both, depends on my schedule. And I want to show you kind of my training schedule, if you will. For today, I'm just going to focus on my gameplay, but in the future, I want to show you how I analyze puzzles, how I study openings, and stuff like that, so that we you get a sense of what I do each day. Because I do train a little bit each day. I either do like Puzzle Rush or the daily puzzle, or I might watch YouTube videos about certain things as well in order to gain more knowledge. Of course, I coach as well too, so coaching for me really helps me to gain more skills. It forces me to practice my old skills as well too. So those are the things I'm doing personally to become a better player. And like I said before, my goal for this year is to get back above 2100. So I say that because I have been above 2100 before, but I allow myself to get back below it. So that is my goal, is to get back above that rating and to continue from there. All right, so let me just check my chat. All right, no one has messaged me yet. Bummer, but hopefully they might soon enough. All right, so my goal for this evening is to do, I want to aim for 3 games. So a master, John Bartholomew, you guys might watch him on YouTube. He says that if you want to improve your chess, you want to make sure you keep your sessions to a certain amount of games, because you want to be disciplined, and it really doesn't matter if you win all your games today or lose all your games. It's all about just consistent growth. So I'm going to say right now, so you guys can hold me accountable, that I'm only going to do 3 games and that's it. So if it's 3 games and it takes me a half hour and I win all my games, great. If it's 3 games and it takes me an hour and I lose all my games, then so be it, right? But once I'm done with my 3 games, I am going to analyze all the games. So stick around for that. Of course, this stream should last about an hour, so I hope you guys can stick around for that at least. Let's go ahead and get started. I think I've talked enough. And I need to change the setting because I have it set to Zen mode and my screen capture card is not set up for this right here. So let me just minimize this real quick. All right, there we go. Play in 2004. Let's play D5. One of my goals this year is to work on my D4 openings. And against C4, I've been playing a lot of pawn because that's my main weapon against for black against white, at least E4 on move 1. And I learned that for the most part, black can just continue development. You're not afraid of pawn takes right here because your knight and your queen are more than enough to take that pawn back. And all the times black, the whole game's about getting that pawn back essentially. So again, just going to continue developing. So castle. And they might take now that they want to feed and kill their bishop, which is fine by me. They don't. So here's a question I have to ask myself, and that is, do I take the pawn now myself, or, I mean, I see why not, because, in the Caro-Kann, the Panov variation specifically, I don't think white does this right here, which is feed and kill their bishop. I think that's kind of an inaccuracy right here. So maybe I'm wrong, but I think I should just take the pawn right here and try and hold on to the pawn as much as I can. Because the pawn's a pawn, right? Alright, so the castle. So I need to figure out a way to get my pieces out. I'm thinking about moves like this to protect the pawn right here. But I might run into a move like d5 at someday. And I gotta be careful about this move because even though I want to support the pawn that way, I don't want to expose my rook to attack right here. So I'm just thinking about the best way to protect this pawn right here. And maybe I might decide just to chuck that pawn altogether. We shall see. I think for right now, though, we could just start by continuing our development real quick. Oh, I think I know what I'll do. I might play this move and then fall by this move next. This pawn might be vulnerable, but this pawn also does a good job of stopping this pawn from advancing. And I think in this situation, I do want to trade white's kingside knight. So I am going to play this move right now. Typically, in chess, you want to keep your bishops. You don't want to trade them unnecessarily. But in this situation, I do because this knight might try to hop into the square right here, which it does. That is not my concern. In fact, let's kind of encourage our opponent to take our knight. I'm not afraid of this trade because, basically I'm trying to encourage white to take my bishop, because this is my bad bishop right here. Well, wow. Well, I just lost a pawn back. Well, it happens, I guess. Let me go back for a second. So I wonder if, I know I'm playing the game right now, so after this move right here, maybe I should have played this move back. Whatever, fair point. And one thing I told myself, when I was playing, what do you call it? When I was, I want to go here. Let's see. I gotta be careful not to get my bishop trapped. Because if I were to play e6, which is one of my ideas to kind of form a light square blockade against this bishop right here, this guy could be trapped. So maybe I will play this move, followed by this move next, pawn to a5 to stop the queenside expansion. And most likely my opponent might go back with the knight, if I had to guess. Yep, they do. I do want to play this move, because my knight wants to go to this square eventually. I'm hoping that they'll take this. They don't. Alright, well, let's go here. At least my bishop's active. And we're going to challenge this knight as soon as we can. So we might rotate this knight back, is what I'm thinking. We also can apply pressure to this pawn right here, let's not forget. And we can also, if this bishop does move, like let's say to f4, we do have a move like knight to this square, forking the pawn and the knight right here. So that might be our strategy. So what I might do is I might move my rook, one of my rooks over, and prepare the move knight c4 at some point. I cannot wait till I take some stuff real quick. So while my opponent's thinking, I'm going to check my chat real quick. Wow, I got a freaking ad on my thing. Well, good thing I get like spam callers, not spam callers, but people who are gonna spam things in my chat. Now you know I'm a legit Twitch a person, right? All right, so they played e4 on their last move. Right, decent. And I guess they might be preparing this move at some point. I want to wait until they play their bishop out first before I move my knight here. So are there any other candidate moves I can play right here instead of, you know, the move I was talking about? This pawn can be loose right here. That is one thing I gotta keep in mind, but I guess maybe my queen can be the defender of that pawn, essentially, if need be. I'm thinking that I might want to play... Let me just think for a second about my plan. I had a similar position like this before. I'm going to put my rook right here, because in a lot of cases, this pawn can be very vulnerable. So I definitely want to make sure that pawn is well protected. And I like my position. It's just a little bit awkward because this bishop's in the way, and it's stopping me from playing rook here and maybe playing c5 at some point to break up white center. Alright, so my opponent's going to be playing that move right there. Alright. And I guess you're going to be expanding right here. So we need to do something about that. No. I think it's time for us to maybe challenge this knight right here. The question is going to be, do I play knight f here? Well, I guess I play knight... Which one should I play? Because I want to apply more pressure here. And I still want to play this move. So maybe I'll play this move right now. We shall see, right? And they might play this move anyway. This move does have a downside. Alright, so they do play that move. Let's take this guy out. And let's try to play a little bit faster. So my bishop and my knight does a good job of, stopping this pawn from advancing. So the question is going to be, how can you apply more pressure? Well, we can start by going here and bring our other rook over, and we're now threatening to take this pawn at some point, with the queen still right there essentially. And our knight can still go to the square if need be. Sorry, knight c4. So we're doing pretty good. I mean, I actually do think that trade helped us. Our bishop's now active, is pressuring this pawn right here, amongst other things. It could potentially swing out to this direction, so our bishop's good. We stop this move altogether, and life is good. It also serves as a nice protector of our f7 pawn right here, so there's no queen here that can threaten our pawn now because our bishop's there basically forever, unless the knight decides to swing back around like this to target our bishop. Let's go take a few moves, and in the meantime, we can get our own plan going. Yeah, so the queen here, but now I can swing my rook over and target that. And bishop here doesn't really work because I can now play that move. And my opponent is going to have a hard time defending this pawn and this pawn right here. And let's not forget that this is always an idea. Bishop takes pawn at some point as a tactic. So, right? But it allows that move with tempo, and now I'm going to be winning something right here. Yep. I will say that I have been having more success with this particular opening right here, or rather, and also here's another funny thing too. The bishop guards this square, so if the bishop moves backwards this way, there's a fork on d2. So that's another important detail I want to kind of mention. Yeah, I've been playing this recently against d4, the d4, d5 line I just showed you, and it's been going pretty well. It says Grunfeld defense, 3 nice variation. I might look into that to see if there's something I'm playing that is allowing me to, kick some tail essentially. Now my opponent's thinking. The main thing I gotta remember is time management. So in my first game I played in this opening, I got a little low on time. But because I was playing such good chess, it kind of made up for that essentially. Alright, so we can trade. We could get the bishop off the board. I do think that's good for us. We can also play maybe here first. Maybe. Actually, I think we could just do this. And there's a tactic, which is queen here. And now we can take this pawn next, because the pawn's pinned. That's a key thing. This is under attack, and so is that right there. So we're going to win a pawn right now, essentially. I didn't see this possibility until the queen played right there, but since the queen's unprotected, that is a possibility right here. Alright, so that doesn't really stop us. We can actually take this guy first. This is pinned. And also this will fall too eventually. Yeah, so of course not over yet. We do need to be very mindful of our time. And of course, this will always be a threat at some point. Not at the moment, but when we get a chance, we'll take that pawn, and we will advance our queenside majority at that point to do some damage. And that, my friends, is how you win chess in 50 moves or less. Now I'm playing. We got a lot more work to do. It's just one pawn, but clearly, my opponent messed something up, and we'll definitely talk about that in 1 second, what that means, and all that good stuff. All right, let me check my chat while my opponent's thinking. Nothing new. Alright, queen there. So let's ask ourselves this question. Can we take this and not get in trouble? That is the question right here. And I think we can. I think we can actually take there and nothing's wrong with that move. Our rook protect. And we can always go backwards if need be, attack the queen. So let's keep that in mind. And actually, maybe it's a good idea to go back here anyway, but they might sack. So let's take here first. Again, our bishop does a good job defending, so I'm not really worried about, some kind of attack right here, and we might go backwards to attack that queen right there, essentially. All right. We could take a pawn. Rook here is going to blow to the knight, so we can actually take this now for free. I think. We might have just blundered, I'm not sure. All right, they're going to take here. Fine. This is now a pin. All right, that's not a concern of ours. All right, so we have to be careful right now. Can't go here, unfortunately. Let's try going here. We gotta go a little bit faster too. They're gonna get right here, but my king is so well protected that I'm not really concerned about any checks or anything right now. Okay. Do we go for counterplay? We go for counterplay first. That's fine. And we're still up 2 pawns here, so let's this might not be well, let's make sure that the rook can't so easily get active. Let's trade some pieces. I think it's time now to trade some pieces. And also play a little bit faster too. Alright, I expected that move right there. We can now take a pawn. I'm just thinking for a second. Yeah, this is always the part in chess that you really have to stop and think just for 1 second about what's going on and whatnot. Alright, I'm going to have to let my opponent take a pawn back. Maybe? I gotta be a little bit careful, actually. Maybe if I go back here. Let me just think for a second. If I go back here, queen here could be an issue. Yeah, that might be a real big issue. So let's take and then go here. That's what I'll do. And they might go check here, but I'll, oh, can't do that. Oh wow. Grape. I mean a small. It's not really a blunder. All right, I'm gonna have to go here, and this might happen. All right. It's not the end of the world. If my queen could just go back, I think I'll be fine. But we are in some dire waters right now. All right, this is a threat. Let's defend it. Ooh. Yes, if I go here, then queen check can lead to some problems, I think. Actually, no, that doesn't work. I was going to say that the bishop could go backwards and attack that. That doesn't really work in that case right there. So queen here, queen check, pawn push could be a problem. So you have to like go here, and that is a problem too, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go here, unfortunately. Yeah, so we'll definitely look at this game afterwards. It's not over yet. It's definitely not over yet. I'm going to be going here next, actually. Yep. And we might lose that pawn right there. But that is fine, because now everything's now protected, essentially. Unless he wants to go there, of course. Alright. Let's make sure we don't get needed. Don't want that. Oh no, I could have went rook here. Oh no, that would have been really nice. Oh well. That would have been really nice defense to have saw that in the game. Oh well. Alright, well I lost that game. Oh look, I had some people watching my game right here too. Alright. Yeah, I was definitely taking a little bit too long in that game towards the end, making decisions, and my opponent found some nice counterplay that really came. It was a little bit annoying towards the end. Yeah, towards the end, this is why it's so important to always be mindful about tactics, so that way, when this happens, so there's actually defense right here. And this is one thing I've been practicing recently is defense and puzzles. So when my opponent played a pawn to h4, there's actually defense right here, rook to this square. Because the idea is that, of course, if pawn takes, you take the queen, because the pawn's pinned. So that would have been a really nice defensive move to have found right there. And I think that holds for black, essentially. But I was such low on time at that point, 17 seconds, that I had to play quickly. And so, also, too, I could also have played queen here to attack the rook as another idea as well. So, not a bad first game. And again, it's not about winning, it's about recognizing how we can improve. So definitely, these defensive moves can be very nice to find in a real game. And also, too, much earlier, I'm happy about how the middle game went for the most part. I'm not going to really analyze the game right now. I'm just going to kind of show you, like, this part right here was my best move in the game, just kind of find a way to win these pawns. But I allow my opponent some counterplay, so I guess queen takes pawn right here might not have been such a good idea, because allow the rook to infiltrate. And this is one of those cases where taking a pawn might not be such a good idea, because in this case, before I took that pawn, let's count the material. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm already up 5 points of, sorry, not 5, 2 points of material, so I could easily just use what I got right now. There's no need to allow the rook to get active, because as you saw, it made things complicated. This is a case where being disciplined and not allowing counterplay would have been really nice for me, essentially. Alright, let's go to our next game. What's that? Not sure what that is right there that popped up. Alright, let me minimize my screen again. I am white this time. Let's hope we can do better this time right here. Alright, e4, e5. Alright, let's check in my chat real quick, making sure everything's running nicely. Alright. This is actually a move. I can't remember what we play here though. Alright, so knight there. I think we gotta play this move right here to attack the center. And then we just kind of go for rapid development, if you will. It's what I'm thinking. They'll get the pawn back, but it's going to cost them something right here, I think. Or will they? Or will they get the pawn back? Because if they play here, right, they're going to go there first. Fine, fine, fine. I think I want to go here, if I can draw the arrow, of course. It's been a while since I played against this line right here as white, so I'm a little bit unsure what to do. That's fine. Let's play here. They might forget that they're nice pin, and bad things might happen really quickly. Alright. Let's just get our king castle now too, out of danger. And if they challenge, I can always play here because, you know, you can't play this move because en passant. If I could draw arrows to save my life, right? We can't play. Alright, they can play there. This castle. Alright, so my opponent's trying to go for my throat right here. We can move our queen out the way right now, fortunately enough. Let's go here. Just get out the pin altogether. And they might try to go for this stuff right here, most likely. So, yep, no surprise. We could go here if this... I feel like a sacrifice could work right here. I'm not sure. It's really hard to say. Their queen side development is a little bit laggy, so let's just pause for a second and think. Because in the first game, I was able to find a really nice plan, so there's no need to rush necessarily. Just kind of just be thinking about the best idea right here. We can also play a move like f3 to attack their center. The center's locked, so I know they have to attack on the wings. That is one of the ideas. And maybe this pawn break could be nice for us. But then again, this rook could have a really easy access to our... make that active right there. So maybe we want to hold our horses and just play within the structure. So my candidate moves are knight here. We're not afraid of this capture because our queen can just take back, no problem. And maybe our knight will head to this square at some point if this bishop goes too far. Also, our knight, if our knight could get to this square, that would be really nice as well too. Other moves I'm considering is this kind of stuff. So if I were to play this move, and they play this move, is sacrificing a bad idea? It might be, I'm not sure. I think what I'll do, let's see what my opponent does. It's kind of hard to say, to be honest. And of course, if they move their queen, I'm going to have to be prepared to take this knight out. Of course, that's really, really easy to see. So I think I'm going to try this move right here. It might not be the best move, but alright, so there. And I'm not really going to be playing my pawns. You don't want to touch your pawns if you can help it. You always want to just continue forward. And I might play my bishop here, just so this pawn's protected when I do eventually push this other pawn right here. I'm not sure though. It's really hard to say what the best idea here might be for white. to continue forward. Yes, I think I'm taking my time because I want to make sure I'm going to make the move right. So this move and this move is the things I'm kind of thinking about. If this move and pawn push, is there a way for us to maybe, I mean, we get 3 pawns for the piece, and that's not a bad deal if you ask me. And their key will be so open. I'm going to go for this. They might think that I'm just going to go back right here. And actually, if they do go to this square, I'm going to have to take the knight because this pawn will be hanging then. So that's something to keep in mind. Because if I play this and they take, oh sorry, if they play this and I take, they could play knight takes. So that's actually a really bad idea for me. Avoid blunders, guys, as much as you can. And my opponent's waiting, like, we could take advantage of the fact that this pawn will stay weak. So is there a way for us to get a knight into this square to attack this? It's really hard to say. When it's your move like this, you want to be thinking about these kinds of plans for the most part. So I'm just kind of thinking out loud the best way forward. Alright, so if they do play pawn h6, my candidate moves are I could back up with my, well, no. So they might be calculating this move right here, actually. If they do take that pawn, right? If they do take that pawn, they might be calculating out that line right there. So knight takes pawn. Whoops. Come on, arrows. Knight takes pawn, bishop takes queen, knight takes queen, pawn takes, rook takes, and we play bishop here. Everything's fine. We just lose the pawn back, but with the queens off the board, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So maybe I made a mistake by trying that out. If I have a chance, I do want to play. All right, they're gonna play that move first. Interesting. Well, now we can actually be thinking about this move right here with tempo. That is something we can do now. And maybe queen here would have been better. No, because before bishop back to d6 because the queen was protecting, now it's not. And so that might not be the best defender of this pawn right here. Maybe just a rook and just say to yourself, hey, if you lose this pawn, you're going for the king essentially. So that's something to keep in mind right here. This last move has a drawback of the bishop can no longer see this, so we can hop our knight into this square, this square, and that square, and maybe it'll stay there for a good while, I'm not sure. Alright, so the knight's going here. Interesting. You know, I should have asked myself that question. Where was the knight going? That would have been a really nice question right there, essentially. Well, let's bring our queen over, shall we? And again, this is my idea at some point. Also, we vacate so our bishop can now take the knight out if necessary. So that is one thing I want to do as well too, potentially. So just like in the last game, we'll have to play a little bit faster, but I'm liking my position for the most part. In this case, if they play h6, most likely I am going to take the knight out, if I had to guess. It's hard to say right now what I'll do. And I'm still up a pawn, so that is also a very good thing. Alright, no tactics. If pawn push, I just push the pawn right here and close everything up, no problem. So I think I'm okay. I'm now ready to take out that knight right there. Also, why haven't I considered this move? This is one thing in chess, you know, like, so I played this move because I wanted to play this move right here to open up their position, you know? And I haven't even played that move yet. I've been so worried about their plan that I haven't even been considering my plan. So in chess, the side that's able to make their plan happen first will be the side that kind of dictates the play. Alright, queen there. Seems a little rushed if you ask me. I mean, we're going to take this guy out. Immediately. And now that they have played this move, we're just going to go back with our knight. And our queen still defends. This is really important to remember. So on our next move, we'll be prepared to play these two moves. Rook here, and they'll never attack us then. And then now we'll be winning essentially. This move first, because then our queen can still see that pawn, so there's no sacrifices. And then this move second, along with this move next. And then that should be GG, my good sir. And we're still up a pawn here too, fortunately enough. Alright. I want to play a3 on my next move because they might try to play a3 themselves. So I'm hoping... Oh no. Come on. Oh my gosh, that's some BS. Oh my gosh. Man, they should not let you make you lose points just because your stinking computer disconnects for 2 seconds. One blunder. I wonder what the blunder was. I might have to check that later, of course. But that stinks. Oh my gosh. I only disconnect for like 1 second, and now it wants to make me lose those points right there. Come on now. Alright, we're going to have to keep going. I might play a game off the record just because I really feel like that's an unfair thing that just happened. And one thing I might do, hopefully my recording has not been interrupted. One thing I might do is I might buy a mobile hotspot just so if this ever happens again, I have a alternative way of doing this, because this is just silly. Why does this have to happen? Alright, well, I like my position. We'll check the computer later to see how it works. Alright, let's just play one more real quick. Hopefully our Wi-Fi signal will hold up right here. Alright, same thing like before. I'm going to play a little bit faster because, alright, they can play like this. Let's try it like this. Because I can't play this move because the knight can move and attack my rook. That's kind of, well, actually, yes, I could have. Because I could play pawn to this square and then play this move right here. Yeah, so shucks. Well, we gotta have to play this move first. I think I may have, well, yeah, that was a stupid move right there. Well, it's only because I'm thinking about, I am thinking about, let's see, how I want to do this. Alright, let's go here. It might push the pawn again, most likely. Yep. Alright, let's go back. Alright. Well, you know. But it's good that I kind of am seeing how I'm making mistakes right here. So it's not the end of the world, fortunately for me. It's just castle. They might go here, and alright, so they're not going to go there immediately, but they might at some point. If they do, I have a temple getting move on the queen, so it's not the end of the world. So let's push here. Plus, I can play here next, is what I'm thinking. We should just play fast and hopefully get those 5 points back that we lost because of the freaking disconnect. That's fine. I am going to tick, actually. And I'm actually hoping I get to play, let's see. I'm going to play this move first and see if they're going to weaken their king like this first. Because my pieces are in a position to get quickly active. That's my hope. And this is an isolated pawn, so if we can control the square from that pawn and win that pawn, it would be nice for us, of course. So that will be our plan for the rest of the game. Easy peasy. So let's try to make that happen, of course. Yeah, I'm still a little bit mad that I lost the game because I disconnected for 30 seconds. That is such BS. I know it's not chess.com's fault necessarily, but it's still maddening, you know? Like, they should have the technology to tell you just disconnected or whatever because of your internet versus if you just rage quitted. I don't know. But we can't spend too much time thinking about what happened in the past. We gotta maintain and keep going forward, right? As they say. Yep, so there we go. Alright, my idea was to kind of make them play this move right here to weaken their king. And hopefully we could put that to our advantage at some point. If not here, I'm gonna go here. That's fair. Alright, so we can't play we can't play this move so soon. I mean, we could and just take out the knight right here. That is an option. I mean, that's always an option, right? To kind of just say, hey, right? Because if this move happens, I'm going to have to do it anyway, so maybe I'll just do it, you know? Because I could play back right here. I just want to stop this move from happening altogether. It's what I'm thinking. It's what I'm thinking. It's what I'm thinking. It's what I'm thinking. I don't think they're going to play this move, though. That is so weakening, though. So maybe I can just do something else for the time being, at the very least. I'm just trying to decide where my knight belongs. This guy right here. Plus, if I play here immediately and this move happens, my bishop looks kind of dumb, essentially. But maybe that's not. Maybe that's okay. He has to move this knight first, and I can always swing my knight this way, essentially. I gotta be mindful that this move can happen, and then my bishop's kind of trapped. So this is something to keep in mind, of course. Alright, then we'll try to get the pawn back. So let's go here. And our bishop can now just back up to the square right here, and everything can be awesome. Everything can be cool, and yada, yada, yada. And our rooks are now ready to join the party. This move might happen, but maybe you play this move and stuff. Yep, I'm not surprised. This will be a horrible move to play, so I am going to play this move right here, because I'm actually hoping that they make this horrible mistake right here, which is knight takes, because that would be really, 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 really bad. Because it's so low on development. I mean, look at these guys right here. Look at these clowns right here. Or her right here. Yeah, but it's going to take a few moves to get all their pieces out, and meanwhile, my pieces are going to pounce, essentially. Let's go here. And let's not forget that this is a move right here. At some point, not right now, but at some point, for sure. Because he has to get the bishop out, and so the queen has to move somewhere. So it's really awkward for white to get untangled right here, so maybe this could be the win we need. to finish up our session on. They might play here and try to go for a queen trade essentially. This is why I should play this move on the last move right there. Yeah, that was a real miss on my part, I think. Because now I think they'd be able to get unraveled, essentially. Well, let's see if my opponent sees this idea or not. I can still go there. You know, I can still go here and make them take me. And this is still a threat, essentially. But it won't be as powerful. Because the rook could just swing back over and... Yeah, so... we got this move. Tax the queen. Let's take with the knight, obviously. And this is a threat, so they can't just take immediately. Also, this knight is hanging, so... let's go back. And attack that knight again. They might win this pawn, but that's fine, because I think I'm starting to get my mojo back. Alright. There. Yeah, we have a way out for our knight, so no bad things are happening to us. Let's centralize our bishop, maybe, because we want to make sure that this is not a threat no more, essentially. So maybe we could go here. They might push this pawn. That is fine, because we're just going to bring our knight back out this way. And we're up on time, so hopefully that could be our advantage right there, essentially. Right? No surprise. Can we take here and then go here? And just double this pawn right here, essentially. I see why not. Let's just go back. And then be throwing that pawn right there, essentially. Oh no! I should... yeah, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's go here. Man, speaking about double losses, oh my gosh. Well, we're down a piece, but it's not over yet, so let's not, you know, man. Let's go here. Yeah, I should have took the knife first. I mean, hindsight 2020, right? Right, the only thing I got now is just play fast. We're gonna have to push the pawn. And we gotta get our knight back in the game, but we don't want to make too many trades though. That is the only thing. Alright, let's just keep going. Maybe we could go and give a check right here at some point. The only thing we got right now is we can move fast. That's about it. This still could end in a draw if I trade enough pawns. but that is easier said than done, of course. Just gotta go fast. And of course, my last game has to be another L, most likely. No, sir. Well, we can't go that way, actually. We have to go this way. Because if we go there, then the knight can be dominated by the bishop, and that is not good for us. Or will it? The question is going to be, will my knight get trapped if he goes to the side of the board like this? That's hard to say. It does put pressure on this pawn right here, so maybe that might be a good idea for us. Because if I go backwards, I gotta keep my knight active. And also go faster too, in general. It's easier to play fast than it is to, yeah. Let's go here. If they take, we'll go here. Obviously, right? And no, we're not going to take the rook first and then take that pawn. Right. Let's go there. Alright, we're up on time. At the very least. Let's go here. Just kind of make some fast moves. And yeah, maybe we could go around like this. Alright, let's go here. Let's go here. Maintain pressure on that pawn right there. Right, we got to take, unfortunately. Let's go here, stop the pawn. Let's go here. That's fine. My thing is so laggy. Oh my gosh. My knight has to stay right here, unfortunately. But we'll go backwards in new B. I guess I gotta do like this, right? Alright, so let's stay in front of the pawn. Stay right there. That was actually dumb because now he has to win the game. He has to now win the game. Oh no. Right. Let's go here. Stop the pawn that way. Oh my gosh. Man, that is some booty. Oh my gosh. Alright. Well, besides the horrible lag right here, of course, too. Alright. Well, we'll still look at our games regardless. I might play Hello Mate, which you want to partake in a chess match. If you send me a challenge, then sure. My Wi-Fi is not working all that hot right now. Send me a casual game, cause yeah. So in this game right here, once my computer wants to cooperate and show you my mistakes, um, yeah, I made that mistake about my bishop, and once that happened, it was really hard to play from there. Yes, and of course in the last game I had to have a disconnect, of course. So, but hey, that is life, right? You know, you had to roll with the punches, and this is one thing I gotta work on personally. It's just like being able to lose well and not just getting agitated, of course. So it's all about mindset. So in the second game, I feel like I was playing well, and hopefully I can kind of demonstrate that right now actually. So I'm going to try to use analysis board. Let me go to that game I'm talking about, the one where, because I know how I lost this game right here. I mean, this game's pretty straightforward, so there's no need for me to look at this game necessarily, but I want to look at that second game because I want to see if I had the best plan in that second game, essentially. So let me just go there real quick, and if you see me that challenge, as long as it's a casual challenge, I'll definitely do that for sure. But if you guys are still listening, then one of the things I'm working on is definitely my mindset. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I clicked on the game. I hope you're still there. I'll wait until this has loaded up real quick. So I'm just waiting for my computer to cooperate real quick. Alright, well, if you send me another challenge and you're still there, I'll definitely accept in the next 5 minutes or so. Because I want to go back to my other thing real quick. But yeah, one of my goals is to work on my mindset. So it's okay to lose 3 games in a row. I mean, hey, I already said that to start a session, right? So it is what it is, right? Let's go to my stats. Alright, so let me try that again. Alright, nice. Alright, so thank you, Sammy, for the game. Let's get this show on the road, right? Yeah, you're fine. Thank you for the rematch. Uh, I'm glad you're watching the games at least. So let's have some fun, right? Yeah, I always tell my kids, so I do coach chess, in my spare time. I always tell kids that they're more than welcome to listen to the stream. I'm just gonna give my general thoughts. I think there's a delay to these Twitch streams, so if you are watching or whatever, you got like 36 seconds to make your move, of course. Yeah, I mean, sometimes chess can be so high pressure where, you're trying to win. I mean, I'm the type of person who wants to win. Like, for me personally, I get enjoyment out of seeing progress. Not so much winning. Like, I want to do well. I mean, I know I'm gonna lose games eventually, but I want to say I'm doing well. And it's really disheartening when I do lose 3 games in a row like that, especially when the second game I lost because of a disconnect, which is still irksome, if you ask me. But again, half of chess is about, having a good mindset and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be able to model that for you guys as well too. All right, let's take back. Um, yeah, let's see about with the knight. I think this is going to happen with tempo, but maybe that's okay. Again, I gotta work on my d4 openings as black. In my games recently, I like the position I got recently as black, especially in today's game. So I'll definitely explore more d4, d5 openings, and if I find something good for you guys, I'll definitely share it. So I'm that kind of guy. All right, knight there. Decent move. I think what I want to do here, and maybe I'm wrong about this, I'm not sure. I want to play bishop to g4 first, because I want to get outside the pawn chain first, ideally. I'm just double checking to make sure I'm not going to mess up. You ever had that feeling where you're about to play a move and you're afraid about to make a mistake? This is how I'm feeling right now. Yep, I kind of saw that. I was hoping that I can just take here and then take here, essentially. Because at the end of the line, I'll give check right there. I'm not saying I saw that far, to be honest, but I was just thinking that, at the very least I have, some kind of initiative, if you will. So this pawn right here is a liability for white, and so is this pawn right here too. So at the very least I have some activity, which is good for me, right? Right, and this is a bishop. You need to do your job, sir. Otherwise, we will let the bishop capture you at some point. All right, so we go in there. Fair point. I wish I could bring my bishop right here. That would be really nice, but that's not going to happen. Let's just make a solid move, shall we? It looks passive, but I think this move right here might be fine. And there's a reason why I'm playing this move. I'll share in 1 second. All right. Right, bishop there. Makes sense. In this situation, this is a funny little tactic. So sometimes in these positions, if bishop takes pawn, you could trap the piece. But I think right here actually leads to some problems for black. because if bishop takes pawn, pawn up, white has bishop here, attacks my king, and then I have to move my king here. So believe it or not, I have to actually see this pawn right here. That's the more of the story. I've seen that recently in one of my students' games, and we don't want to have any problems, of course. Right, bishop there. That's a good move. So even though White's king's kind of in the open, he has found a way to kind of make some magic happen, if you will. But we'll still try our best to cause some problems. No, I think started by this move right here. This is double edge because in the end game, yeah, that's a good move that my opponent played. I was kind of hoping for this move, to be honest, because it'll allow my rook to get into this square. Man, these kids nowadays with their good moves, man. Oh my gosh. Right, fair point. Let's go here and not get in trouble, right? Good thing this is a casual game. I'll share my thoughts in 1 second because I do want to be a little bit competitive. Yep, I was thinking about that move right there. Check. Yeah, you're cool about your rating, by the way, too. I went back to the check to make sure no one else was making comments. Yeah, your rating's fine. Yeah, the only thing I'm afraid about, I'll share my thoughts in 1 second. Actually, alright, well, I'll share in 1 second. Let's see what you do on your next move right here. Luckily for me, I do have a move that kind of saves position. Yeah, this was, yeah, I made a really big mistake right here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should have went right here. That was my bad right there. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, it's okay. Yeah, earlier, just for a record, real quick, I should have went here. Because if rook check, I would have had that move to protect my bishop. So I didn't consider this move right here, to be honest. Well, I did after the fact, after I made the move king to this square. So it did matter what I went with my king, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. Now, all's not lost, you know? So, alright, bishop back. But that does let me make this move right here, fortunately enough. Alright, so let's take this back. But I still like White's position, so like, and this might tell me that it's time for me to end the games for today if I'm playing this horribly, of course. We can't always be playing well. This might be one of those cases where I have to just say to myself, hey, you know, I'm done for today. So if once I'm done with this game right here, unless you want a rematch, of course, then I might play a rematch. That's fine. But other than that, I think I'm just done for today for the most part. Because if I'm playing this bad, there's no need for me to continue playing, of course. Yep, my opponent's finding really nice moves right here. And this rook's ideally placed, so I can't really attack this, unfortunately. Alright, let's give it a check. Let's see. Here. Alright. Let's go back right here. I'm feeling something right here. Alright. Let's go here. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna try something right here. It might not be the best move, but we gotta go for something, right? I'm just trying to check back to the chat real quick. Just make sure no one else has sent me a message. Alright. So I didn't have any like big brain idea right here. So don't think, oh my gosh, he sacrificed his rook. It was only because, I was hoping that I was going to get more activity. We'll see if that works though. Yep. So we gotta go here. Okay. We're just gonna kind of stay put for right now with our pieces. They're on their optimized squares. Well, I don't have to move any well, I gotta move something, unfortunately. Well, GG's, of course. This will be a good game to show my kids next week about Rick Rollermates, I think. So at least it's one painful lesson we could learn from this, of course. So nice. Alright, that was a fair game. Well, that definitely tells me I got it really in right there. You know, and I will say this much. So if you're watching to this point right here, so nice job, Sammy. You did pretty good. I do think, yeah, my one mistake was playing my king to b7 earlier, for sure. And then from there, just kind of went down here from there, of course. So nice. And look at that, I have some people guessing all my games too. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, one good thing about this session that it really teaches me that, you know, I have to find a good time where I can play chess and be at my best self, if you will. Because after work, especially on a Friday, it might not be the best time for me to play. You live and you learn, right? So let me go back and kind of finish up the stream real quick. So thank you for those who definitely showed up. And I'll put this in the chat as well too. So nice job, Sammy. There we go. Yeah, so I'll be a good sport because that was a good game, and I'll definitely reference that game for some ideas, if you will, in some of my future lessons for sure. So thank you guys for joining this session right here. It was a success because, you know, it definitely taught me that I need to take a better time for my streams while I'm a little bit less tired from work. But hey, no excuses, right? And allow me to test out my gear more. So of course that's good too. I'll definitely rewatch the stream to see, you know, the quality, of course. And you could definitely expect another session like this next Friday and or Saturday. I'm not sure when. So let me go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll definitely see and play more with you guys later, of course. So thanks again.